After recently vacating the UFC lightweight title, Islam Makhachev is set to challenge Jack Della Maddalena for the welterweight belt at UFC 322 next month. In a recent interview with ESPN, Islam says if he beats JDM, he'd be open to fighting Ilia Topuria at the White House card if the UFC wants it.
If we talk about our fights, I have good fights now, and I know he's gonna fight soon, and we'll see what's gonna be happening. He want to fight in White House, and I also want to be there.
Yeah, that would. Is that the biggest fight for you, do you think? And again, I know I almost don't like asking these questions because I know you got a big fight in front of you, but is that the biggest fight that they could
I
make
think,
for you?
yeah, for the, it's gonna be big, like, for MMA community, it's gonna be big fights, and people want this fight, and if UFC want this fight, and we can do this.
Do you think the UFC wants this fight? Because I get the sense that they kind of don't. What do
I
you
don't
think?
know. I know UFC want to do like some big fight in White House. Which fight is gonna be bigger than this?
Yeah. He's talking about you win. He wants to go up to 170. I imagine that's probably where you would want to fight, because you don't want to go back to 155, right? You don't want to have to be sitting there and cutting weight again, right? So you're on board with this idea of 170?
Yeah, if you come, it's gonna be better for me, If I have to cut 155, man, it's gonna be hard, and then I might have to pay for this.
Alexander Volkov defeated Jailton Almeida via split decision over the weekend. Almeida received an incredible amount of backlash for this fight due to the fact that he kept landing takedowns but spent most of the fight just holding Volkov down without doing damage. Many described it as lay and pray, and even Dana White said that he was glad the judges scored it for Volkov, adding, "You can't win a fight by laying on top of somebody." So I was actually very happy with the way the judges scored that fight. In an interview after the fight, Volkov says he wishes he had better takedown defense.
On practice, my takedown defense was much better. I'm a little bit upset I can't show it in the fight. But yeah, I try to be honest.
It's a fight.
Yeah,
that's
but
how
it's
it
a fight.
goes.
Sounds, I just shoot like to next time. Like I have a soul. Just come to a moment to just pull a guard. Just don't give a takedown. Just go on my back and pull the guard.
Just give it to it.
Yeah, just give it, because it was every time like again. Like really, I was so surprised. But it was this and maybe in like some alternative universe, I have a good takedown defense, but not in this. So.
Here was Henry Cejudo's reaction to Tom Aspinall's eye poke incident at UFC 321. He compared it to his own recent fight against Song Yadong, where he was also poked in the eye and said he couldn't see. But in that case, the fight was stopped and Song was awarded the technical decision. Henry added that UFC 321 was the worst card in UFC history.
Champ, instant reaction to the eye poke that just happened between Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane.
I mean, you see the comparison happened to I mean, it's what it is, but it don't take much. It doesn't take much, but I know the UFC won't be happy on this. It is what it is. They got to rebook him now. More money, more publicity. This is probably the worst card, man, that the UFC has ever probably put together. Like, honestly, straight up, this is the worst card of UFC history. From the co-main to the main event. I mean, it's just gonna get any worse. Horrible decisions, judging, like the whole nine. This is like, wake me up when this card ends. Bro, maybe there's still a damage there. Maybe your eye could be closed. But for me, bro, like even a few days ago, like my eye will still turn red, like from the pollution, because there's still scar tissue there. Like literally a couple days ago, still, man. So it takes about a year for your eye to come back to normal again. You see my eye? You see that little dot that's in there? It's very small, yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm damaged, bro. That's crazy. And it's super hard to damage an eye, but when you damage it, it's sensitive.
Paddy Pimblett was also not impressed with UFC 321 to say the least. Paddy posted a reaction video to his YouTube channel and called it one of the worst pay-per-views in UFC history.
Well, that was an eye poke, wasn't it? That was both eyes as well. That wasn't just his finger in one eye. Fingers went in both eyes, not even like he just poked it in one, lad. Just push both his fingers into his eyes. I can't see, as he just said. Lad, if this does end like this will be one of the worst pay-per-views in UFC's history. One of the biggest disappointments ever when it comes to a card. Yeah, lad, that's nasty the way both them fingers go in there. Like, lad, this fight can't end like this, lad. He hasn't fought in 15 months, lad, and then, lad, the way Tom's reacting here, it seems like he can't see, lad, so they're going to pull the fight. It's done. Heavy that. Anticlimactic as it gets though, John Alec, you are not wrong. I think they've got to run that back, lad. They can't not do that fight again. It was shaping up to be a good fight, the best test Tom's had so far in the UFC. Good for Tom, lad, yeah. Feel bad for Ciryl Gane too, even though it was his fault. It was unintentional, he didn't mean to do it. But still, it's his fault that the fight's not continuing. You need to do something with the gloves, lad, so you can't do that with your fingers.
Daniel Cormier revealed that he saw Tom Aspinall backstage after UFC 321, while Tom still had bandages over his eye. DC said that Tom's right eye was actually scraped down more, which he found surprising, since the left eye was the one that took the much worse poke.
I saw Tom Aspinall. His right eye is covered in a bandage because he cannot open it still. We're 20 minutes past the fight ending. And what's crazy about that is his other eye was the one where his hand went knuckle deep. The right side was scraped down more. The left side was the one that went knuckle deep and really would have been hard to deal with if not for the pain he was seeing on the other side. Tom was very upset that people were booing. And then people saw the replay and were like, wait a minute, maybe we should be booing the other guy. Then they booed Ciryl Gane.
Michael Bisping is calling for Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane to be rebooked as soon as possible.
They could do the fight next week as long as Tom's eye's going to be fine. But by doing it sooner rather than later.
Do you think this year? I mean,
100%. MSG, December, or even the first fight night.
Even though we've got those locked in main events and co-main events locked in for both New York and the December card in Vegas, you would say let's just add a third title fight on there and get.
I'd do that. I'd do Vegas in December. I'd put it on the top of the bill. Knock Merab down one. Knock
final pay-per-view
down one.
Final, not of the year.
Yeah,
with the final pay-per-view, stick 3 title fights on there. What a way to go out.
Ray Longo went off on the whole Tom Aspinall eye poke situation at UFC 321. Longo thinks it's ridiculous that fans are blaming Tom and believes the UFC could have handled the situation in a much better way.
Their genius way of dealing with it is whatever you do, don't say you can't see. We're not going to ask you. I mean, how crazy is that? Hey, Doc, whatever you do, when you go in there and look at him, don't ask him if he can see. Because obviously the mother can't see, and then the fight will be over. Well, that's actually brilliant. That's brilliant. You want the guy to fight? Let him get treated. I don't know. There's got to be something better than that. You're blaming Aspinall.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Right. I mean, why would you not want to poke a guy in the eyes in the first? Why? What's the incentive not to? You're going to get a warning, and you're going to compromise the guy.
John Jones took some more jabs at Tom Aspinall following UFC 321. Right after the fight, John changed his social media profile pictures to a duck with an eye patch. Today, John reposted this graphic, comparing his finishing time against Ciryl Gane to Tom Aspinall's fight time. It says, "Never forget who the GOAT is." Tom Aspinall posted a behind-the-scenes video of the aftermath of UFC 321. Tom got poked in both of his eyes, with the right one taking most of the damage. The ophthalmologist who checked his eye said the fight absolutely should have been stopped. However, there is no long-term injuries to his eyes.
Stay here, I need to see him again on Monday. Yeah. If you don't stay here, then he must see somebody after 2 days, okay? Yeah, we can go and see him.
Are you glad he stopped the fight as well? Huh? It's good that he stopped the fight.
Yeah. Of course. You should stop the fight until you are good again and until you're cleared from ophthalmology department from our side. After, not for this visit, after the second visit, after make sure everything coming back to normal, the vision, I think everything. Okay? Okay. But we didn't find anything dangerous.
Okay, good.
But
I was just saying it, yeah, it just puts everything into perspective. Like, when we're going here, I can't see all.
Okay,
dangerous sport, man.
You were saying it's scarier than what
it,
you did to
it's
your leg.
Way scarier than what I did to my knee, because you know that the knee's just going to be alright, whereas your eye, still don't know how it's going to be.
Tom also had words for the fans who were booing him in the arena after the fight was declared a no contest. Tom felt as though the fans were acting like it was his fault.
Yeah, it's horrendous for me to look at now.
How is he not disqualified off that?
It's outrageous. And then people start booing me like it's my fault. He double faulted behind me. I was training for 14 months. Trust me, didn't want someone's finger knuckle deep in my ass. It's the last thing I wanted.
Joaquin Buckley says he accepted a short notice offer to fight Alex Pereira back in 2022, but claims Alex turned it down. Buckley even shared footage of his manager at the time calling to inform him of the offer. He says he was planning to knock Alex out.
It was gonna be Razak.
Oh, that's
right.
right.
Razak Al-Hassan. So Razak went ahead and said he had a little shoulder injury. So Brian at the time, who was my manager, called me back. When he sounded all like distressed, he was like,
So he hasn't found anybody. He's thrown a name out. I've got to present it to you, and you got to talk to your coaches, and you guys can make the call. But that is my opinion.
Yep, let me call coach, you know what I'm saying? But in my head it's a yes, so let me call him.
When he sounded all like distressed, he was like, Buckley, I really don't like this fight for us. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know, he's a good fighter, but not with a really big name. And before he even got the name out, I already had it in my heart. I said, is it Alex Pereira? He said, how you know that? Right? I was like, man, I just had a feeling. But that's who they want me to fight? He said, yes. I said, look, I'm a dog, so regardless of what we do, I was like, man, I gotta eat, right? He said, it, let's run it. So I called Brian back. I said, man, it's a go. He gonna talk about, man, I got some good news and I got some bad news. I'm like, oh, what's this dude on, right? He said, the good news is that you look good from the promotion of taking this fight because nobody else wanted to fight this man at the time, right? He said, but the bad news is he won't be able to take the fight because his coaches or himself said they wouldn't be ready in time, you know? But I'm motivated because I see a person like Alex Pereira out there doing what he's doing, and I was the person that was willing to take that fight. And be honest with you, I was gonna plan on knocking that man out too. Now, I was gonna use my wrestling now. I was gonna put on that singlet and take his down, tire him out, but I was gonna plan on finishing him.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Curious Disciple. It says, John will mock Tom Aspinall but not fight him. Seems legit. The second one's from Brad. It's in reference to Anthony Smith's comments about Tom Aspinall. It says, Anthony Smith has literally curled up into a ball and quit in each of his 22 losses. And the final one's from Nate Marks. It says, Anthony Smith insinuating that Aspinall is a quitter is the kettle calling the pot black. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.